welcome to Centerville High School, where it's time for your allmedsports.com game of the week. It's the Concorde District Basketball Finals. Coming up in moments, it's the Girls Championship pitting Oakton and Chantilly, followed by the boys title game, Westfield and Robinson. Hi, Prep Sports fans. I'm Jeremy Huber. We have what we think tonight is going to be a very good doubleheader of basketball for you. Of course, we mentioned the boys game coming up later on tonight around 8 o'clock. It's going to be Westfield undefeated in district play against Robinson. Of course, our game right now will have an undefeated team in district play. That would be the always formidable Oakton Cougars taking on the Chantilly Chargers. Oakton, of course, coming in to the matchup. They are 10-0 in district play on the season, also 23-0 in all overall play this year. So they are a very good team under longtime coach Fred Priester, his 18th year at Oakton. The number is just staggering. This team, another team that could do some very good things this year. Behind the Coyer twins, Caroline and Catherine, two very good players. On the other side of things, the Chantilly Chargers, bit of a surprise as a 3 seed getting into this matchup under fourth-year coach Valerie Allen. But at 14-10, not a bad season. A little bit on the downside when it comes to the Concorde district record at 4-6, but they have come into this game a little bit of a surprise, but they have some good basketball going right now. Coach Allen very happy with what her troops have been able to do, and they'll look to go ahead and pull the upset in our matchup tonight. Almost ready for our national anthem, but again, just so glad you can be with us here on allmedsports.com as we get ready to bring you a very good doubleheader of basketball. Of course, we mentioned the girls game right now. Going more on that. We'll also have the guys game coming up. That'll be a big one, as it'll be Westfield and Robinson. Robinson looking to knock off Westfield and them from the ranks of the unbeaten in their own district play. Almost ready for our national anthem as we come to you from Centerville, Centerville, that is. Great facility here, as such a big gym. And interestingly, a little point made because of the size of the gym here. A little bit of trouble shooting with some of the teams, and we believe that may have played a little bit of a role in Oakton's game last time out. One of their closer games of the year, a 48-37 win when they knocked off Centerville. Of course, Centerville's gym here. Should be interesting to see if they shoot it a little bit better right now. Of course, right now they are going ahead and introducing the all-district teams from the Concorde district. And actually, we'll go ahead and run down at least the first team for you. First team girls selections for the Concorde district basketball. Player of the year, Caroline Coyer from Oakton. Her sister, Catherine, also on the first team. Katrina Hutzel of Chantilly. So 3 players from the first team involved in our matchup tonight. Katie Forbush of Centerville also on that first team, along with Megan Green of Robinson and Deborah Hedden from Herndon. So that your Concorde District girls basketball team. Like we said, 3 of those players in our matchup tonight. So should be an interesting one. Of course, right now, introducing the player of the year, Caroline Coyer, in the Concorde District. Of course, back to our game tonight. We talked about it. Chantilly, a bit of a surprise team coming into this game as they were able to go ahead and upset Robinson, the 2nd seed, a team that had a very good season. Able to upset them 29-27. Talked to Coach Allen before the game, kind of said, yeah, that was a bit of an ugly game, but hey, we'll take it because we were able to go ahead and get that victory over Robinson, even though they had swept us twice during the season. So obviously looking for some good things to keep things going out. Both these teams moving on to the Northern Region playoffs. So it should be interesting to see when they do go ahead and move on how they do. Obviously, Oakton looking to take another trip to the Final Four. You look at the numbers on Fred Priester, just amazing. 13 Concorde District Championships, also 4 Northern Region Championships, and 5 trips to the Final Four in the VHSL in AAA. So almost ready for our national anthem, as we'll have a few singers from Centerville, come out, and we'll take a break right now for our national anthem. And another wonderful rendition of our national anthem. And for the first time tonight, let's go ahead and check in with our sideline reporter, Daniel Zimmett.
I got to talk to Coach Priester and Coach Allen before the game. They both were talking about the atmosphere in the arena tonight. They said they're not going to treat it any different than any other game. All the games are different this whole season, and they're just going to take it as every other game that they played this year. Back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Daniel. And of course, that's the way you kind of have to do it when you're talking about championship play. If you play it like a game where, hey, it's really important, a lot of times you're going to see yourself make some mistakes that maybe you normally wouldn't make. But in this one, we'll see exactly. That may be a key to the game is, can Chantilly avoid mistakes? Oakton, known for their half-court pressure defense, been able to turn people over and play good, solid defense. That was one of the things that Coach Priester, when we caught up with him before the game, really mentioned. The interesting game, the win over Centerville, just 48-37. Not the normal big score for Oakton. If you look down the list, they've just kind of torn people up this year, talking 70-point outputs, 30-point, 40-point wins against some very good basketball teams, but a little trouble that last time out. And Coach Priester, one of the things he said is that, hey, give credit to Centerville. They played a very good game, but we didn't play our best. We really didn't shoot our best, and if we had shot the ball a little bit better, I think we would have done, it might have been a more normal of an output for us. But he also mentioned, hey, even though we only scored 48 points, we only gave up 37. That's more our style, where we're giving up not that many points, and if we can do that during games, we're going to win more than we lose. And obviously they've done a great job of that this year as they've gone ahead and been undefeated. Taking a quick look at your starting lineups for the visiting Chantilly Chargers and number 3 seed. In the backcourt, Katrina Hutzel, the 5'10 senior guard, a first team already signed with UMBC. Also number 34, Lauren Yates, a 5'7 senior guard. Also at guard spot, number 35, Carmen Watson, a 5'7 senior. 2 forwards, number 33, Allison Rowe, a 6'1 junior forward, and number 50, Lauren Mashinsky, a 5'9 senior forward. For Oakton, it's number 5, Caroline Coyer, your player of the year, headed to Villanova, 5'10 senior guard. Other guard spot, her sister, Catherine Coyer. She's also headed to Villanova and on the first team as well. Carly Cronin, a 5'8 freshman guard, at number 21, also starting along with center, number 24, Elizabeth Manor, a 6-foot junior, and number 32, Angela Sickles, a 5'9 junior forward. And we are underway here in Centerville as Oakton controls the tap and Caroline Coyer runs the point and hands off. Oakton taking their time early on. We'll see how they work the ball out, if they can shoot it better. That was one thing Coach Priester said. They just couldn't really find the mark on some shots. Now a quick shot from just inside the three-point arc, and that's knocked down by Catherine Coyer, and Oakton with a quick 2-0 lead. Now Steele going the other way, and this will be Caroline Coyer up and an easy lay-in. Very good start for Oakton, not what Chantilly wanted. Chargers in the front court. They'll look to be deliberate, though. Oakton very good in the half-court defense. Shot from the outside off the rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by the freshman Cronin. And Caroline Coyer takes it the other way, directing traffic. Chantilly coming out in a zone defense here. 2-1-2. Changing things around with a high defense in the post. Again, Oakton pretty methodical, looking around, and now they'll call a travel. That'll go on Manor, the 6-foot junior center. So 4-0, 6:31 left to go. Oakton on top of Chantilly. Very early on. Glad you could be with us here on allmetsports.com. Chantilly content to move the ball around the perimeter. Off to Watson, now back up to the top of the key to Hutzel. Now baseline jumper up off the back iron and no good. So really early on, Chantilly one shot and Oakton rebounds, and now a foul is going to be called. Lauren Yates is going to be the one that draws that. Yates, a honorable mention in the Concorde district this year, also on the second team all defense. Caroline Coyer to her sister Catherine, who takes a look from three, no good, but Oakton gets the rebound. They'll pull it back out. Early on, Oakton has been outside oriented, but a nice inside look here, no good. A little bit of contact, but nothing called, and Chantilly will take it the other way. Cross-court pass, looking for Hutzel, just inside the line and misses everything. And Manor brings it down for the rebound. 4-0, 5:30 left to go in the first. Foul line jumper from Manor. Gets a bunch of the rim but won't fall down, and the Chargers come away with the rebound. Watson holds it. Baseline pass down to Rowe. Back up top to Hutzel. And of course, we mentioned Hutzel headed for UMBC next year. The first player, according to Coach Allen, from Chantilly girls basketball to sign for the D1 school in 10 years. Off the iron, no good. And the rebound comes down to comes down to Sickles that is, of Oakton. Quickly the other way, shot is up. This one no good, but the strong move to the post is going to send Cronin to the line. Foul goes on Rowe, her first. Substitution in. And want to let you know that for all your high school sports stories, game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, visit allmetsports.com, a product of the Washington Post, allmetsports.com. Every school, every sport, all the time. And that one knocked in by Cronin. And now a 5-0 lead for Oakton with just about 4.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Again, glad you be with us. Our broadcast of the Concorde District Finals. Shot missed there by Watson, and quickly the other way goes Oakton, and Watson with a whole bunch of hustle. She takes down the court after missing the shot, comes back and gets the steal, sort of, I guess we could say, on Marquise. Took it away from her, but ran out of bounds, so Oakton have a out underneath their own basket. Coyer looking to get it in, finds her sister Caroline. Shot from three, no good. Rebound pulled in by Hutzel. She'll look to push. Off to Watson, now back to Hutzel, top of the key. Chargers looking for their first bucket of the game, and there's Caroline Coyer showing the defense, and quickly the other way, long outlet pass that'll be pulled back by Marquise. And now the other Coyer takes the shot from inside, and again, can't hit. And again, we're seeing some trouble shooting. Oakton struggled with it a little bit in their last game. They struggle with it again early on tonight. Hutzel with the pass inside, back out top. Could be Rowe with the shot, misses everything, but a rebound up and good. Lauren Yates on the spot for the first two of the game. Let's get an update from Daniel.
Coach Priester is really unhappy with his team's ability to pass the ball around while they're setting things up. He's screaming words like motion, motion, screen, pass it around. So we'll see if they'll be able to give it inside and maybe move it around to get some more open shots as we move on here. Jeremy?
Yeah, Daniel, they do get an open shot that time, but Manor can't get it to go down. And now Hutzel going to go ahead and get a little discombobulated and walk with it. Goes the other way, but early on here, I think if you're Valerie Allen of Chantilly, their head coach, you got to be happy as your team. Oakton still having some trouble finding the range with their shots, and a 5-2 game here with 3:15 left to go in the first. Little token full court pressure, little zone pressure by Chantilly into the game for Oakton. Kate Dawson checking in. Now Chantilly drops back into their zone. Dawson kicks back up top to Caroline Coyer. Now down to Catherine. He'll put one up off the rim and no good. And now a foul going to be called. Let's see what goes on. This one will stick on Elizabeth Manor. Her first. And the team first. 5-2 our score. It's Oakton on top of Chantilly with just over 2.5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. A lot of missed shots early on, and again, we talked about the spaciousness of this gym. A little tough to find the range sometimes. We're seeing both teams have that issue. Baseline pass can be stolen away. Nice play by Dawson there. And Catherine Coyer gets it across the timeline off to her sister Caroline. Again, Oakton looking to cycle for a nice shot. They get it inside to Manor, and this time she's able to get on the block and score it. So Manor's first 2 of the game, and now a 7-2 lead for Oakton. Just under 2 minutes left to go. Watson looking to drive, takes it all the way in. Good job to avoid the charge. Looks like she may have got poked in the eye. Kind of rubs the eye, she goes down the other way, but couldn't hit the shot. Caroline Coyer takes it over to the wing, again directing traffic. Up and under move by Catherine, can't get it to go. And again, now Oakton getting inside shots, still can't knock those down. Over to the corner, now back up top. Watson with it, Chantilly being deliberate. Looking at a way to penetrate that very good Oakton defense. Now they'll shoot over top of it, back iron, no good. And Oakton comes away with a rebound, finally corralled by Manor. 7-2 Oakton over Chantilly here in the Concorde District Girls Championship. 1 minute left to go in the first quarter. Some tight pressure in the corner on Manor. She'll take a step in, and they got away with a step, but she's able to score. And now 9-2 the lead for Oakton. Just about 45 seconds left to go in the first. Hutzel looking for some movement. Closely guarded by Catherine Coyer, who is the Defensive Player of the Year in the Concorde District, so she can get it done on the defensive end. Pass off the bottom of the rim, and now a foul is going to be called as Mashinsky went ahead and a little frustration, couldn't get the shot off, and then goes and reaches over the back. So we'll see if Oakton holds here for the last shot. Would expect them to. Remember, no shot clock in Virginia high school basketball. And with 28.7 seconds to go and now rolling, Oakton obviously can hold for the last shot. With Chantilly playing that zone defense. We'll flip it around now. Ashley Femi into the game for Chantilly. Drive in, a lot of contact, no foul. Coyer with the rebound, now pulled away by Hutzel. And now Chantilly may have a chance for the last shot. Coyer playing tight defense, not trying to let her get a shot off. Hutzel doesn't see the clock, and she's not going to get the shot off. So we'll go to the end of one with Chantilly trailing Oakton 9-2 here at Centerville High School. Remember, you can purchase a copy of this broadcast at www.synthesismp.com. So again, 9-2 our score as Oakton with the lead here on Chantilly, and that's kind of what you would expect. Again, running down with Oakton, they've got everything kind of going their way in this one. 23-0 on the season, they're 10-0. First place, obviously, in the Concorde District, coming off a win over 5th seed Centerville, 48-37. You look down the list and just an impressive body of work for Oakton, and some would say maybe one of their least impressive games was that game over Centerville to win a game by 11. When you look at some of the teams they've beaten by double figures, just as an example, I believe Oakton's first game of the season came against Loudoun County. Pretty good power in the double A. Obviously, you'd expect Oakton to win that game, but I believe a 30-point win by Coach Fred Priester's team, so they can get it done. But again, we kind of have to look at, does it have something to do with playing here at Centerville? A little bit different when these shooters eye, and you hear about it all the time. I mean, that's not an excuse. You hear about that coming when you talk about NCAA players when they play in the big arenas. Sometimes they just can't find that shooting eye until a little bit into the game, and maybe that's part of why Oakton has struggled. You know, winning 9-2, you got to like that. But again, they've missed a lot of looks, not just long looks, some of them short ones as well. Chantilly inbounds. Now, nice shot from inside the charity stripe. This will go out of bounds, and let's say it ends up going off Mashinsky. She was trying to screen off one of the Oakton players from getting the ball. As they say, it goes off her leg. Now sub back in. Sickles will leave, as will Marquise. Coming back out on the court will be Manor. And Chantilly with some full court pressure. Oakton able to beat it. Catherine Coyer off just inside the arc. Foot on the line by Dawson and eventually taken away by Hutzel. She'll pass it off into the corner looking for Yates and back up top to Hutzel. Chantilly not too bad on the defensive end so far, just can't find a way to score. And that's to be expected against a defensive team like Oakton. And pass off and into the game, Collier, Sydney Collier, the 5'9" senior forward, averaging just under 3 points per game. Hutzel looking to drive, and that really not there as the Coyer's on the whole time. That one will be knocked away, they'll say. As Cronin got a hand in there. Oakton subbing in again as Sickles comes back into the game. 9-2. Oakton on top of Chantilly here in the second quarter of the Concorde District Finals. Looking for the shot. They're going to go ahead and say that one goes off Femi. And interestingly on that play, it looked like they were saying that maybe, I guess it went off her. It looked like it went over her head. I guess the referee saw something different and said it didn't. Maybe went off the top of her head. Now quickly the other way, and now a steal by Femi, so she gets it back. And again, Oakton a little bit out of sync on the offensive end so far in the contest. A nice crossover by Hutzel. She'll look to take it in, finds contact there and looking for something. I think Fred Priester, he's looking for some contact as well. Let's get it down to Daniel for an update.
Now we all know about the famous Coyer twins from Oakton. Now Catherine actually got her 1,000th point on a pass from her sister Caroline, which actually set the record for assists for the Virginia AAA division. So that kind of talks to some of the twin charisma going on this Oakton team. Back to you, Jeremy.
Most definitely, Daniel, and that time down could be an offensive foul. They'll go ahead and say Sydney Collier with a moving screen trying to get an opening for Hutzel, who was getting close to the 5-second violation as Coyer had her closely guarded. Still 9-2, getting close to 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. Again, Oakton methodical, looking for something. Manor, nice drive, up and under, can't get it, but gets her own rebound. She'll kick it back out top. Caroline Coyer. We'll toss it off to her sister, Catherine, back to Caroline. And Fred Priester, you can hear him over our microphones, not happy with his team. Right in the face of Catherine Coyer. Obviously wasn't getting the offensive set he was looking for. Obviously, Coach Priester, a demanding coach, but like we said, he gets results. 13 Concorde District Championships in 17 previous years at Oakton. So he definitely gets the job done. And you talk about all the players that have played for him over the years. Jasmine Thomas, one of them, obviously the Coyers heading off to Villanova. So, you know, players, better basketball players when they come out of his program. 9-2, again our score as Oakton leads Chantilly with 5:44 left to go in the second quarter. Remember, we're bringing you the boys championship game coming up in just a bit. It'll be around 8 o'clock likely, as it'll be Robinson looking to knock off top seed Westfield, who's undefeated in district play so far this season. Coyer, nice dish off, gets it back up top. She'll shoot the three. Off the iron, no good. Manor keeps it alive and eventually tracked down by Catherine Coyer. She'll drive in off the iron, no good, but a foul will be called. And that's going to go ahead and go on Mashinsky, so that'll be her second. And now Valerie Allen will have a choice to make. As that shot by Catherine Coyer up and good. Eye up, a shot again, and that one's good. So now an 11-2 lead. It's 4 for Catherine Coyer so far. And again, trying to break down that defense, and Catherine Coyer having none of it. Chantilly trying to set picks, but Coyer doing a good job of getting around them and still staying with Hutzel. Of course, Hutzel leading Chantilly in scoring with 10.3 points per game. Now a foul's going to be called. And it's going to be assessed to Carly Cronin. And will send Sydney Collier to the line. So one of the few times that Chantilly's gotten a good opportunity to score. Most of the times everything's been in their way, and that one misses just about everything. May have glanced off the rim. So Mashinsky's going to come out. Kind of expected her to come out while the free throws were going. But she dodges a bullet. She'll come out now. As the second free throw up and gets one heck of a bounce. This Collier scores her first point of the game, and now an 11-3 lead by Oakton. And again, Chantilly a little bit of that full court pressure. And great job of breaking it by Oakton. But it's Manor unable to go ahead and get the easy bucket. And Chantilly in the half-court set. Again, man-to-man by Oakton. Almost stolen away. They'll go ahead and say a foul. That goes on Carly Cronin. That'll be her second. 3 team fouls on Oakton and 5 on Chantilly. Looking to drive inside, cut off is Yates. Again, Hutzel thought about a shot, passes it up. Again, Chantilly being methodical, looking for an open shot. Not a lot coming open against Oakton, and this time the drive down the baseline by Yates, blocked, and quickly the other way goes Oakton. Almost a walk, and they will say it's a walk. As Cronin shuffled the feet, an extra little foot drag there, and she'll come out.
Up next, Westfield Robinson.
Of course, up next we'll have Westfield and Robinson for you. The number 1 seed versus the number 2 seed in the Concorde District Finals on the guys' side of things, so it should be a good one there as well. All right, one so far here, 11-3, as Oakton leads Chantilly, not anymore. As Allison Rowe able to knock down the trifecta from the corner now, 11-6 the lead for Oakton. Rowe, of course, a Concorde District 3rd team player, and now another foul is going to be called. This will be assessed to Katrina Hutzel, her first, and the team 6, so one more, and Oakton goes into the bonus. Sickles to inbound. She gets it into Caroline Coyer. Fred Priest not liking the execution by his team. You can hear him screaming, trying to get the play call, get the attention of his players. Oakton zone doing a good job of limiting driving opportunities for Oakton. 3 is up, back iron, no good. Rebound, though, pulled in by Sickles. She'll kick it back out to Coyer. Will pull up from inside the 3-point arc. That one no good. Again, rebound fought for and brought in by Oakton. They'll look to reset. Coyer, foul line jumper. That one's good. Her 4th point of the game, and lead back out to 7, 13-6. Oakton on top of Chantilly. Just about 2.5 minutes left to go in this Concorde District Girls title game. Watson looks to drive now. She'll dish off to Rowe, looking for a cutter. Wild shot goes up, but the referee sees contact. That's why he said it was wild. And that foul will be assessed to Sickles, her first. And again, Collier will go to the line. So twice so far, Sydney Collier's done a good job of getting to the line and getting chances from the charity stripe as she'll shoot. For all your high school sports stories, game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, visit allmetsports.com, the product of the Washington Post, allmetsports.com, every school, every sport, all the time. So Collier makes the first. She'll look to make the second and cut it down to a 5-point deficit. Collier's second, up, no good. Rebound will be knocked out of bounds by Collier. She hustled after it. And so it'll stay at 13-7, Oakton on top of Chantilly. 2:22 left to go in the half. So I think if you're Valerie Allen on Chantilly, you got to be like the pace of scoring at least. Up and under, no good, knocked around, and it'll be a Chantilly rebound brought in by Femi. She'll give it off to Watson and bring it across the timeline. Looking to push the tempo. Nothing there. Interesting to see how things go with Hutzel on the bench for Chantilly. Got to be hoping to hold your own. Bar count, she has just one foul, probably just trying to get her a break, and a little too tight of a pass there as Femi really close to Collier and gave her a rocket ball. Collier inside to Manor. She'll kick it back out top, and Manor gets called for the travel. Tell you what, Fred Priester can't believe what he's seeing right now, as his team just not getting the execution he wants on the offensive end. And Valerie Allen, the fourth-year coach from Chantilly, very happy with what she's getting, trying to keep her team up. Their spirit should be up pretty well here. Nice pass down low, but a great defensive play by Coyer to knock that one away, and Chantilly will take it out underneath their own basket. Just under 1:30 to go in the half. 13-7, Oakton leads Chantilly. Again, another one knocked out of bounds, this one by Caroline Coyer. And Chantilly will go ahead and bring it in front of the Oakton bench. Gets it into Femi. She'll drive, put one up quickly. That one didn't even draw iron, and then she'll go ahead and commit the foul. Frustration foul there by Femi. Actually made a not bad move there, but went ahead and gave up the foul, and not what you want if you're Chantilly, as that'll be the 17th foul on the Chargers, the first on Femi. 13-7 again our score, as Oakton leads Chantilly, 1:17 left to go. And foul shot up and no good, and the rebound tracked down, so Roberts misses her foul shot, and Chantilly dodges another bullet when it comes to scoring again. And again, just a 6-point lead, have a chance to cut it down. Femi will drive now, kicks this one over, drive to the baseline, nothing there, and this one will be knocked out of bounds by Coyer. Into the contact down the baseline, referee let it go. And now Hutzel will come back in as Femi comes out, so got to score that one as a win for Chantilly. As Hutzel out of the game, and Oakton unable to go ahead and extend their lead. But again, Hutzel, not that big of a factor, hasn't scored yet because of the defense by Coyer. Now foul's going to be called. I believe this will be on Caroline Coyer. It will be. That'll be her first, and the team's sixth. I'll say that's a shooting foul. Actually, team fifth. And shot by Watson, no good. That's been trouble here early on for Chantilly, hitting those foul shots. That's really their best opportunity, as Watson able to knock that one down. Oakton giving up a little bit on the defensive end, not so much good shot looks, but giving some fouls. But Chantilly really unable to convert them. Shot's gonna be blocked, but brought back in. Shot up and no good. They'll say a foul there. It'll send Sickles to the line. Foul's going to be called on Collier. That'll be her second. So Sickles will look to go ahead and get her name in the scorebook. Sickles first, up and front iron, no good. A little animated conversation there by Caroline Coyer and head coach Fred Priester. Sickles with her second. That one hits the front iron, then the back iron, then goes down. So Sickles' first point of the game, now a 14-8 lead of Oakton on Chantilly. Almost stolen away by Coyer that time down. Now a loose ball again. Hutzel looks to save it in bounds. She runs into the table. Luckily she didn't get hurt. And that padding in front of the table, you could hear the collision in front of us. She came full bore after that ball. So again, Oakton with a chance to take the last shot here and extend out their 6-point lead. Last time they were in this position, they weren't able to do it. Now Chantilly got a steal, not able to get a last shot of their own. But we'll see. Dwindling down to 10 seconds. Coyer with it. She'll dish off for Roberts. Back to Coyer. Looks to pull up. Now dish it off. Her sister back out, looking for three at the buzzer, and no good. So we will go to the half. A 14-8 matchup as Oakton leads Chantilly. But boy, it's a lot closer than a lot of people thought, as it has not been a pretty game so far, and you probably have to say that's advantage Chantilly in this one, as they've been able to hold high-scoring Oakton down to just 14 points in our contest. Of course, on the other thing, Chantilly only able to score 8, but down by just 6 at the half. Let's go ahead and take it down to Daniel for an update.
I'm here with Coach Keston from Oakton. Coach, can you talk about kind of, the shots weren't really falling. Can you test that to anything, really?
Well, this is a little bit longer court than we're usually used to, and the kids are having a little bit of time, a little bit of difficulty adjusting to it. Chantilly's playing pretty good defense, but we think that if we execute our offense, shots going to fall for the second half.
And Coach, what do you have to do to maintain this lead, be able to finish this one out?
Well, our defense has been really effective. I think if we keep doing that, we're going to be in good shape, and we have to have confidence that the offense that's been there all season for us is going to be there at the end of this game too.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Good luck in the second half. Jeremy?
Thank you, Daniel. So again, our score here at the half, a very, very low scoring one. We thought the semifinal matchup between Chantilly and Robinson was low scoring. That was 29-27. We got less of a pace than that here, folks, in the championship game. 14-8 is our score, as Oakton, the top seed, the undefeated Oakton Cougars, not only in district play but also in overall play, they lead 14-8 here on the Chantilly Chargers, number 3 seed in the Concorde district, coming to this one with a record of 4-6 and 14-10. Let's go ahead and we'll take a break and take a look at the dance team here, I believe from Herndon High School.
I'm here with Christine Fuentes, mother of Rachel Wahlberg. Can you kind of talk about what it's like to be able to see these girls be able to play on TV or online?
Well, it's terrific because we're not from the area, and all our relatives are spread out, all the way out. You know, her grandparents, there's some in Wisconsin, there's some in Florida. So this afternoon we got the internet link for the WashingtonPost.com to watch the game. I shoot it out to everybody, and I just finished talking with her grandparents in Florida. And well, there's actually two sets of grandparents, a grandmother and then a set of grandparents, and they're both, all of them are in Florida watching the game right now, which that's just so cool.
That's awesome. Well, you can see we're tapping places all around here, all around the world here on WashingtonPost.com. Back to you, Jeremy. Awesome. Thank you.
And welcome back to Centerville High School. We are just about to finish up halftime here as it's Oakton leading Chantilly 14-8. Yes, 14-8 is our score at the half, as the top-seeded Cougars looking to go ahead and win another Concorde District Tournament Championship, but Chantilly looking to pull the upset. And really, you know, the defense has been good on both sides. Neither team able to really get much scoring going, and in part because of the defense, in part, as the coach has said, you know, it's in part because this gym, a lot of teams just not used to shooting in it, and kind of it's seen the scores stay low at a lot of our matchups, and we're seeing it tonight as both teams having some trouble shooting. Taking a look at our leading scorers in the matchup, start off with Oakton. They're led by 3 players actually, all with 4 points. Caroline Coyer has 4. Her sister Catherine Coyer also with 4, and Elizabeth Manor with 4 as well. Other scorers for Oakton, just 2. Carly Cronin and Angela Sickles, each knocking down a foul shot. Remember, look at Manor and the 2 Coyers, both players, all 3 of those players I should say, averaging over 12 points per game. So they definitely get the scoring in, but it hasn't happened in the first half. On the other side of things for Chantilly, they've been led in scoring by Allison Rowe, who knocked down a 3-point basket. Also 2 points for Lauren Yates, 2 points for Sydney Collier, 1 point for Carmen Watson. So that's how we've gotten to the point we're at. Just 14-8 is our score, so definitely not a high-scoring affair here at Centerville. We'll see if things pick up in the second half. It definitely was not a happy Fred Priester going into the locker room. Of course, number 4 Oakton in the Washington Post poll. They come into the matchup at 23-0, also 10-0 in district play. First place in the Concorde, but remember, they played Centerville last time out, only scored 48 points in that game, beating the Wildcats 48-37. So they had some trouble yesterday. We'll see if they can pick things up in the second half. Of course, coming up next, we'll have the Concorde District Boys Championship game for you. That's number 1 Westfield taking on number 2 Robinson. Of course, Westfield with a nice mark of their own on the season, going 20-3 overall and 10-0 in conference play. We're underway. Oakton with the ball to start things off. And a tip pass, that'll go out of bounds. And credit Hutzel on that one, as she got the hand up and then trying to bring it in was Cronin, but she couldn't. Goes out of bounds off her hand. Really, let it go. It would have been out of bounds, but I guess that reflex to go ahead and put the hand out there got the better of her. So now Chantilly will look to go ahead and cut into that 6-point lead. Just underway here in the second half, 14-8. Oakton on top of Chantilly. Jeremy Huber, Daniel Zimmett with you here on our allmetsports.com game of the week. And they'll call a travel on a give and go play there as they're trying to get Hutzel open. She really had trouble off the dribble because Catherine Coyer has been all over on the defensive end. Now quickly the other way goes Coyer. She'll put it up, and this one will not fall in, but a foul will be called on Rowe. That'll be her second, and Coyer will go to the line. Let's get an update from Daniel.
After talking to both coaches, they said that this is a really, really tough place to shoot. 14-8 at the half is a fine score for both coaches, so don't look anything into that. They're thinking that this is going to be a really low-scoring game for the rest of the way out. Jeremy?
Thanks, Dan. And Coyer misses the foul shot, so again, the poor shooting continues. And really, even it was something that Fred Priester had mentioned. That was one of the reasons for the low-scoring game, was the fact that Oakton didn't shoot the ball very well. And again, it's kind of continuing here in the second half. Coyer able to make that one. So our first score of the second half. Now 15-8. It's Oakton on top of Chantilly. Turnaround jumper. That one around off, no good. Got no rim. Rowe with that shot, quickly the other way goes Cronin. She's cut off on the baseline, looks for a friendly, gets it off. Now Coyer, top of the key, look to drive the lane, pulls up, kicks it back. And again, Oakton recycles the offense. The zone giving a little bit of trouble to Oakton, but they've missed some inside shots. They've been able to get inside there some. Now Coyer from 3, that one no good. Rebound pulled in by Rowe. The Chargers will bring it up. Again, Hutzel looking for the dish, and the quick hands there by Coyer, and she's going to lead the break. Almost knocked away by Hutzel. She'll get it back in. Drives to the bucket, puts it up, no good, but a foul's will be called on Mashinsky. That'll be her third. That'll send Coyer to the line. Which, as we mentioned, Coyer, the player of the year in the district. Remember, you can purchase a copy of this broadcast at www.synthesismp.com. Coyer makes her first. She'll go ahead and shoot another, looking to extend out this 16-8 lead. Coyer's second, that is good as well. So Caroline Coyer makes 2. And now the lead 17-8, Oakton over Chantilly. Pass inside, almost knocked away. Could be gathered by Watson. Now the shot goes up from the outside. That one no good. And rebound brought in by Manor. The other way goes Coyer. Nice move, but shot will be swatted away there by Rowe. And Coyer been able to make some moves to the bucket. It really hasn't finished that well. Got fouled a couple times. That time, though, left it open for Rose, able to swat it out of bounds. Still Chantilly possession. 17-8, just under 6 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Again, Caroline Coyer with the drive, pulls up for the shot, no good. Ball knocked around. Manor will get the rebound, kicks it back out top. Coyer was looking for someone open, not there. She'll take the shot, and she'll knock down the three. Coyer for three, and now a timeout will come from Chantilly coach Valerie Allen, as this one's starting to get away from her team, as Oakton's extended things out to a 12-point lead, 20-8 with 5.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. And finally starting to see Oakton go ahead and get the range. Going to knock down a couple shots, and almost Coyer go to the line, kind of got her shooting eye going a little bit as she was able to finally knock down a nice three-pointer there. Again, number 4 Oakton coming into this game at 23-0 and also 10-0 in district play. Valerie Allen talking to her troops from Chantilly. They come in at 14-10 overall in the season, so not a bad record. 4-6 in district play though, so struggled a little bit there, but obviously late in the season got things going. Remember, both these teams will move on to the Northern Region playoffs. With seeding and such things affected. And obviously, we talked to Coach Allen before the game, and she said, hey, after this, there aren't any, this game starts, if there aren't any bad teams you're going to play the rest of the way out. Everybody's going to be good, and you've got to be ready to play your best basketball. Shot from three, up top, back iron, no good. Mashinsky grabs the rebound, and they're going to go ahead and call this on Coyer. That'll be her second. We'll say a hold. Just the first team foul on Oakton of the half. Looking to get it in. Lob pass in, goes to Rowe. She'll look to drive, and that'll be knocked away. Good defensive play out top by Marquise. Other way up and good, so the turnover turning into offense as Cronin able to score it. She'll add 2 more, and we'll go ahead and head it down to Daniel.
During that last timeout, Coach Allen from Chantilly was really talking to her girls about following up their shots, getting second chance points. So look for them to start crashing the boards, try to get some more offensive rebounds, and get those second chance points. Jeremy?
Thanks, Dan, and that time the shot blocked by Carly Cronin coming in after Manor had the good defense, making it so tough for Watson to get that one up on the glass, try to go reverse. Cronin was there to swat it. Watson will inbound. With Oakton up 22-8, extending this one out. Just a 6-point lead at the half. Little give and go there. That one thrown up off the glass and no good. Mashinsky almost commits the foul, but she ends up knocking out of bounds. Try to get the steal. Coyer on the inbounds pass. For all your high school sports stories, game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, visit allmetsports.com, a product of the Washington Post, allmetsports.com. Every school, every sport, all the time. And now a walk going to be called on the other end as Marquise took one too many steps. Marquise, just a sophomore, 5'6" sophomore guard, but averaging 6.3 points per game, so a contribution there. We talk about the high scoring from the trio of the Coyers and Manor, all over 12 points per game, but a lot of folks contributing 4 to 5 points per game. That really helps out that Oakton cause. 3 from the outside, misses everything by Yates. Quickly the other way, no good there, but this time it's going to be Watson with the clean block in the referee's estimation. Fred Priester looking for a foul, pretty demonstrative off the bench. Shot from the baseline, no good by Collier. And quickly the other way goes Oakton. 3-point opportunity in the corner, off the iron, no good. Fight for the rebound, knocked around, it'll be brought in by Cronin. Now Manor takes it in, they'll say a push on Chantilly. Manor takes that long drive, almost looks like a travel sometimes as Collier is called for the foul, but just taking those 2 steps. Manor goes 6 foot, so obviously can take those long strides, and the referee is giving them to her. Coyer off to her sister Catherine. Now top of the key for 3, and it hits. Tori Marquis gets on the board with a 3-pointer. and now lead out to 25-8. Oakton on top of Chantilly. Just under 3:15 left to go in the third quarter. So Oakton has clamped down on the defensive end and given up no buckets until there. As Katrina Hutzel showing her skills, her first bucket of the game, able to score and cut into that lead. Marquise gives it up, now to Manor inside, shots blocked by Collier. And Allen looking for the pace to be picked up by her team. Her squad kind of walking it up there. She wants it faster, try to get down before Oakton can set up their half-court D. They'll go ahead and say that one's off of Chantilly. I think Hutzel telling the referee, hey, there's a lot of contact there. That's why I lost control of the ball, but ref's letting a lot go here. Coming off that screen, Collier fought through it. Was contact made, but the referees said it wasn't enough to warrant a whistle. Purchase a copy of this broadcast at www.synthesismp.com. And remember, of course, we'll have the boys Concorde District Finals coming up after this one's done. It'll be top-seeded Westfield against second-seed Robinson. Errant pass. Hutzel steals it. She'll come the other way and stripped from behind by Collier and saving it inbounds, and a foul going to be called. What hustle by Caroline Collier as she gets back to go ahead and strip it loose. And then Cronin able to save it inbounds before the momentum took it out of bounds, and it'll be Oakton possession. A foul on Collier. I believe it's going to be 4 on Collier. So she'll take a seat. 3 from the outside, off the front rim by Marquise. That'll go out of bounds, and it'll be Chantilly ball. Oakton definitely picking up the intensity here on the defensive end. Just 2 points for Chantilly here in this third quarter. Of course, Oakton, they have 11, so finally picking up their shooting, getting some better looks. Using the screen, Watson up and around and out, no good. Collier was looking for the outlet, not there. Dish it off to her sister, who brings it back. Caroline Collier looking inside to her sister Catherine. Almost got it in there, but knocked away by Chantilly. Substitution into the game. Fred Priester will bring on Kate Dawson, who will relieve Tori Marquise. Marquise with a big 3 from the corner earlier in this quarter. 25-10. Oakton leads Chantilly here in the third quarter. Fought for, knocked out of bounds. They'll say this is off Chantilly. As Manor using that 6-foot frame to go ahead and keep that ball alive without getting called for it over the back. Back out to the top of the key. Again, Oakton looking for a shot. That one no good. This time Manor will get called for the foul on the over the back. Her second. And the team's second of the half. So Chantilly ball with 1:07 left to go in the third quarter, as Oakton leads Chantilly 25-10. Watson runs the point. Trying to switch something up here. But still, it's Caroline Collier, the defensive player of the year. Guarding tightly on Hutzel, but that time they leave Lauren Yates open for 3. She has 5, and the lead down, and now an errant pass. As Collier was looking for the long bomb to go ahead and hit Cronin, couldn't get it done. For all your high school sports stories, game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, visit allmetsports.com, a product of the Washington Post, allmetsports.com. Every school, every sport, all the time. So Chantilly fighting back here. That 3 cuts it down to 12, and the Chargers should be able to take the last shot with under 20 seconds left to go. Hutzel uses the screen, can't get loose of Collier. She'll dish it off to Reeves. Now Yates again with it. She'll look to drive the baseline, not there, cut off. And now a timeout going to be called as Valerie Allen takes one from the bench. It'll be a 30, so she's looking to go ahead and get a last shot off here and cut into this lead, cut it down to 10, possibly all the way down inside to single digits. Valerie Allen talking to the troops. Again, a fourth-year coach, varsity coach here at Chantilly. Interestingly, Allen did play college ball, actually played NAIA ball, a Division II athletic scholarship player at Harlow University. Graduated, I won't give her graduation age, but a little while. About the same time I graduated from college, so we'll let everybody know. Again, 25-13, and you have to say that Chantilly's played a pretty good matchup so far in this game. Really, I think people thought this would be maybe a blowout, and Coach Allen really said, you know, hey, we got confidence that we can go ahead and do this, and they have stayed with Oakton. The question is, can you get enough offense to go ahead and get things done? Pass inside, Hutzel going to look to shoot, jacks one up, that one off the back iron and no good. So credit Oakton with some good defense there, as it didn't give Hutzel a good look. We'll go to the final quarter of the Concorde District Girls Championship game with Oakton leading Chantilly 25-13. Remember, both teams moving on, so no win or go home or lose you're out, that type of scenario. You keep moving on. These two teams have qualified for Northern Region play, but again, obviously that trophy is on the line, and Oakton try to keep their unbeaten season going, while Chantilly looking for what you could almost say a kind of program-defining win to go ahead and knock off powerhouse Oakton. So far in our contest, Caroline Coyer getting it done. She's got 8 points so far in the match of her sister Catherine. She has 5 so far in the contest. Really no big scores. Lauren Yates has 5 for Chantilly. She leads the way for them. So almost ready to get things started. Remember, we'll have the second game of our doubleheader coming up around 8, 7:45, that area, as it'll be top Concorde seed Westfield taking on number 2 seed Robinson in that match at Westfield. Like Oakton hasn't lost in district play this year. Remember, you can purchase a copy of this broadcast at www.synthesismp.com. So Chantilly will inbound as they look to go ahead and cut this lead down to 10 points, possibly single digits, as they trail 25-13, just underway here in the fourth quarter. Chantilly with it, trying to penetrate that tough Oakton defense. Wyszynski off to Watson. Watson will look to drive, puts one up off the glass and in. Nice move by Watson. Her first bucket from the field tonight, and the lead down to 10, 25-15, Oakton over Chantilly. And Hutzel, silly foul there. He just kind of ran headlong into Manor. And they always say, you know, sometimes the foul's away from 94 feet away from the bucket. That one kind of a silly foul. Manor really not going to shoot that one there. Don't want to give that up. Remember, no shot clock in Virginia high school basketball, so Chantilly have to get some steals or force some bad shots by Oakton to get back into this one. Turn around, no good off the side of the backboard, and coming away with it will be Reeves for Chantilly. She'll pull it up. She didn't have numbers. Gets it off to Watson. Watson with the drive, nothing there. Back out top to Wyszynski. He'll look to drive on Manor. She'll throw one up off the glass, no good. Rebound by Caroline Coyer. She'll get it across the timeline, then hold up as Chantilly got back on defense. Over to her sister Catherine. Baseline, back out top. Coyer looks to drive. Off the iron, no good. Up and under, reverse layup, no good as well, as Sickles looked like she might have had a chance with the front side. Went backside, though, probably trying to go ahead and make sure the shot didn't get blocked. So coming up on 6.5 minutes to play, and Oakton leads Chantilly by 10. Steal that time by Coyer. She'll go the other way with it, loses the dribble for a second, but dishes off to her sister Caroline. Again, Oakton could be methodic, and this time losing control of the defensive target there, Chantilly, as Manor. You're not going to see anyone get an easier bucket than that one in this game, as Manor scores 2 and the lead back up to 12 for Oakton, 27-15 over Chantilly. Shot just inside the arc. That hits nothing except the backboard, and Coyer takes it the other way. 2-on-2. She'll nice move. Can't get it to fall, though. Ball knocked out of bounds. They'll say it's off Chantilly, so it'll be Oakton ball under their own basket. Couple more subs, and let's get another update from Daniel.
As Chantilly tries to climb back into this one, looks like they're really trying to give a lot of high post screens here. Hopefully that's going to lead to some pick and rolls for them, and also a lot of backdoor slashers are coming in, so maybe they're going to get some easy layups here down the stretch to climb back and hopefully win this game. Back to you.
Yeah, Daniel, they could use something on the offense. Oakton's D has been key all game long. Rebound there by Collier. And now a long outlet pass up the court for Yates. He'll get it back to the top of the key. Three-pointer up, and this one around and out, no good. Would have been big if that one fell for Watson. Could have got it under 10 points, but couldn't get it to go. Now Coyer the other way. She'll dish into the corner. Ball knocked away and rebounded by Chantilly. Almost a walk there by Hutzel. Dribble went high. Now Watson looking to drive, not there. She'll kick it underneath the basket. Not good position, so Chantilly will start over. Hutzel, pull up, raindrop, can't get it to go. Both teams, again, having some trouble shooting tonight, and Chantilly's got some better looks here in the second half, but really can't get them to fall either. Now Caroline Coyer, the foul line jumper, that one no good. Ball knocked out of bounds by Chantilly, and it'll stay Oakland basketball. Oakton's going to take the timeout. Coach Priester looking for a 30. Now they'll go ahead and take a full. So with 4:53 left to go in regulation, it's Oakton looking to go ahead and preserve their undefeated regular season as they lead it 27-15 over Chantilly. Remember, last two times these teams have played, both really lopsided wins by Oakton on the year. First matchup, 70-33. The Cougars knocked off the Chargers. Catherine Coyer had 21 in that one. The second game a little closer, 55-33. Still an Oakton win, as Caroline Coyer had 14 and Elizabeth Manor, she had 13 in the contest. So really it's been, if you look at it, this is really the best output against Oakton of the year for Chantilly, though it's kind of a 6 of one, half dozen the other, where Coach Allen, you have to credit her team for being able to go ahead and hold Oakton in check on the defensive end, but on the offensive end, really, they haven't been able to penetrate that Oakton defense, and really not a lot of looks there, and you almost have to kind of question, is it, kind of chicken and the egg? Was it the fact that Oakton got up early on them and maybe put some of the second team players in, able to let Chantilly score a little bit, now that it's kind of ones versus ones, kind of really clamping down on the defensive end, knowing that they're having trouble scoring on the offensive end. Remember, we'll have the boys championship game here in the Concorde district, as it'll be Westfield taking on Robinson. I'll come up after this one's done, and of course the interlude between games. Manor up and good. Nice look inside for Elizabeth Manor. She's able to convert it, her 8th point of the game. She'll look to go to the line for the 9th, as she'll take it up to the charity stripe right now and try to go ahead and extend this 29-15 Oakton lead over Chantilly. Let's go get it down to Daniel.
I'm standing right here with head coach of Westfield, Coach Yule. Coach, can you kind of talk about what the next game is going to be like? Concorde District Finals, Westfield versus Robinson, big game for you guys. Talk about what the intensity is going to be like.
I'm sure it'll be a very intense game. I'm sorry I'm a little hoarse, but I would expect an up-tempo game, with Pillow and Crenshaw and Ruddy. They really like to get up and down. Robinson does, and we got to come out and play good sound defense. I would say that it would be a very up and down pace, but with a lot of intensity defense.
Well, make sure you stick around. It's going to be a good one coming up after this. Westfield versus Robinson, Concorde District Finals. Jeremy?
Thank you, Daniel. And I had a chance to catch up with Coach Yule yesterday. Great guy. And actually, Coach was in the middle of eating, and he was able to go ahead, make some time for him. He actually also got a call from his father during the game, and it was fun to kind of hear them interacting as he was telling him about they were headed on to the championship game. Really proud of his son. Three-pointer from the corner, that one no good, knocked around, and it'll be waiting for a signal. The referees don't point. They will say that it's Chantilly ball, I believe. Still didn't see a signal there. The only signal came from head coach Valerie Allen of the Chargers. Looking to get in close to a 5-second call, and it will be 5 seconds. They will go ahead and do it. as Yates couldn't get rid of it in time, tried to call the timeout. And now 30-15 our score here in the fourth quarter, just about 4.5 minutes left as Oakton trying to open this one up late. And a nice move there by Catherine Coyer, takes it in for the score. Now the lead extends out to 17 points for Oakton here over Chantilly. Pass inside on the block. Nothing there. Again, the Oakton defense really cutting off anything inside, at least a good, but not that time, as it's Jessica Reeves able to go ahead and make a nice move down low and get that one to go for her first points of the game. Reeves averaging just under a point a game, so she's already over her average. Reeves just a 5'8" freshman, so she'll be heard from, I would assume, for many more years in this Concorde District tournament. Reeves to shoot one. This one catches iron, but not much more. Now 32-17 as Oakton leads Chantilly here, trying to wind this one out with just under 4 minutes left to go. Shot up from the corner. This one no good, but Catherine Coyer there to get the rebound. Fought for it, ball knocked away. Scrum on the ground. This will be a jump ball. And possession arrow keeps it with Oakton. So Cronin checks back in, the 5'8" freshman guard. Court inbound, gets it to her sister Caroline. And down on the block, so nice little give and go play back to Caroline Coyer, but she's fouled down low and she'll step to the line, as that's going to be the 7th team foul on Chantilly. Foul goes on Watson, her second. Shot up and good by Catherine Coyer. For a second, that one is up and good. For all your high school sports stories, game coverage, videos, photo galleries, and recruiting news, visit allmetsports.com, a product of the Washington Post, allmetsports.com. Every school, every sport, all the time. So 34-17 here in the fourth quarter. Oakton leading Chantilly, but a nice move by Katrina Hutzel. She's been held in check, as that's just her 4th point of the game. But that's some of the moves that maybe seeing at UMBC next year. Hutzel will shoot, try to go for the traditional 3-point play here. This one off the back iron, no good. That's really been hurting Chantilly a bit, but they've got chances at the foul line, have not been able to convert them. Pass down on the block for Manor, nothing there. She'll look to turn out of it. Now it'll be knocked away. And I'll say it stays with Oakton. Catherine Coyer to go ahead and inbound. And somehow Manor gets wide open once again underneath the bucket and scores. That's twice. Manor, the tallest player on the court for Oakton, but she's got lost in the Chantilly defense twice in our matchup tonight that I can remember. Hutzel dishes it off. Now cross-court pass, and that one's going to go out of bounds. And now timeout by Chantilly. You can see a little bit of fatigue setting in for the Chargers. But a very good matchup so far, but starting to see some of those passes go awry. And with just under 3 minutes left to go, actually specifically 2:55, and a 17-point lead for Oakton. This one looks to be all over but the shouting, barring a couple of bad turnovers by Oakton. Going to have to catch some breaks if you're Chantilly to get back into this one. Remember, coming up next, we'll have the boys' championship game for you. That's number 1 Westfield taking on number 2 Robinson. Of course, Westfield 10-0 on the season, just like the Oakton girls. Robinson comes in as the 2nd seed, but they are 6-4 on the season, so had a little more trouble in district Wasn't just 2 losses to Westfield, really competitive. Though Westfield really had a lot of competition in this district this year. I was talking to Coach Yule yesterday. He did say, hey, we may have been 10-0, but it wasn't a cakewalk. We really got fights from every single team in this district. So they'll expect another one today, but if Westfield can go ahead and get that win, it'll be big for their program to go ahead and claim a Concorde District regular season and tournament title. Fred Priester looking to claim another title. Would be his 14th Concorde District Championship with the win. Actually, he already has that. Looking for that tournament title. Of course, also, you look at the numbers, we mentioned them before, but very impressive. 4 Northern Region Championships and 5 trips to the Final Four in Virginia. So, Cougars always getting it done when it comes to girls basketball. Caroline Coyer, nice dish off. And that one will not go down for Cronin. But she gets the rebound. Now Coyer, nice pass down low to Manor. Will kick it back out. A little inside-outside for Oakton. Now Coyer will take the 3 from the top of the key. That one no good, but the rebound brought in by Catherine Coyer. Caroline tries again. This time she hits. Coyer, her second 3 of the game, and now the lead 20, 39-19 in favor of Oakton. Getting close to 2 minutes left to go in regulation. Chantilly looking for an open shot. Oakton going to some zone. Looks like had an open play down there, but the ball mishandled. Now eventually brought in by Cronin for Oakton. 2-on-1 break. Manor will take it in. They'll go ahead and call a jump ball, saying that Yates got ball and not arm. Nice hustle by Lauren Yates. And maybe Manor could have dished that one off. Had an open wing coming the other way. She thought she could take it in, though. Had the size advantage on Yates. But she gets tied up. Chargers content to swing it around the key. Well, corner 3 from Hutzel. That one off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Catherine Coyer. Manor, nice dish off there. And from just inside the 3-point line, it'll be Marquise knocking that one down. Her 5th point of the game. And now it's 41-19, Oakton over Chantilly with just about 1 minute left to go in the contest. That one goes out of bounds, knocked out by Oakton, so stays Chantilly ball. And now Fred Priester will go ahead and clear the bench. Among the folks checking into this one, Meredith Burrows, senior forward, also Haley Hawkins. And now Coach Priester will take a timeout, probably just trying to make sure his defense is set up. Also into the contest for the Cougars, Kelsey Wildman. Wildman, an interesting player, as Coach Priester told me before the game that she's second team All-State in volleyball, but just her first year playing basketball. So been out there having some fun, doesn't play a lot, but said brings a lot to the team. And obviously anytime you have someone who's that good at a different sport, going to bring that winning attitude. And even though Oakton has that, never a bad thing to have a little extra when it comes to that winning attitude. And Wildman obviously brings that. Purchase a copy of this broadcast at www.synthesismp.com. Of course, you can also get a broadcast of our second game tonight, Robinson and Westfield, the boys Concorde District Final. Also in Jasmine Zeller for Oakton. Haley Hawkins also checking in for the Cougars. It's going to be knocked away. And they'll say a jump ball. And this will give possession over to Oakton. Tough one for Mashinsky, who's Concorde District second team all defense, as well as honorable mention, hasn't scored, committed 3 fouls. Oakton working it around, looking for a shot, ball knocked loose, and it'll be Collier coming up with it, but stolen back away, up and good. Sickles on the spot. Hawkins with a nice defensive play to make it 43-19 with under 30 seconds left to go. Oakton in the lead. That'll be Zeller committing the foul. I don't know if Coach Priester wanted a foul there to go ahead and get Jasmine Carter into the game, the 5'6" sophomore coming in. So I believe the bench has been cleared for Oakton, as they have a big lead late. Hutzel looking to drive, nothing there, cut off. She'll dish it back over, and the three-pointer up and good for Yates. Her second three ball of the game, and that should end our scoring, as Oakton will go ahead and win this one 43-22 to go ahead and take the Concorde District Tournament Championship to go along with their regular season title, improving their record to 23-0 on the season. Remember, they're ranked 4th in the Washington Post poll, one of the top programs in the area. And again, after a rough start, able to go ahead and get some good things going in the second half to go ahead and get this win, 43-22. Of course, the handshake after the contest is done. Good show of sportsmanship by both sides. And credit Chantilly, playing a very good half, even really a good 3/4 of basketball. And eventually I think fatigue kind of set in a bit for them, as Oakton just a little bit too much when it comes to all the talent the Cougars possess. Of course, we'll have our second game for you coming up. That'll be the boys' game, as it's number 1 Westfield taking on number 2 Robinson in the Concorde District Finals. I also believe we'll go ahead and have our trophy presentation right now. And after that, we'll go ahead. I believe we're going to be talking with the coaches. Daniel will catch up with Coach Priester, maybe a player as well. So we'll see how that goes. And they might even be looking to go ahead and cut down the nets. But again, our final, 43-22. Oakton goes ahead and wins the Concorde District Tournament Championship with a victory over Chantilly. And we mentioned it, Oakton 23-0 on the season, 10-0 in district play, add the 2 wins in tournament, so really 12 wins against district foes to no losses. So really been able to get this one done this season, as they do most seasons. The Cougars, always a formidable team, not only in Concorde District play, but also in play all over the state. Of course, have our all-tournament team coming up. And we'll follow that as best we can. That'll be Elizabeth Manor earning all-tournament team honors. Katrina Hutzel will do the same from Chantilly. Also earning all-tournament honors from Chantilly, Cheney Forbush.
And the most valuable player for the tournament, ladies and gentlemen, from Oakton,
So, in a little changeover from the regular season, Caroline Coyer makes the first team, all-tournament team, but her sister Caroline, who was on the first team, but her sister Catherine, who was on the first team, but Caroline was the regular season player of the year. Catherine takes the district player, to the all-district, the player of the tournament, all-tournament player. I know, it gets us tongue-tied sometimes a little bit, folks, but a big honor for Catherine, so, and obviously going to keep some harmony in the Coyer family, as she's your most outstanding player in the Concorde District Tournament. Now Chantilly will go ahead and be honored for their runner-up finish in the tournament. A good finish by Chantilly again, 14-10 on the season. Not a bad record, 4-6 in district play. Ended up being 3rd place in the Concorde, but they go ahead and pull the upset on Robinson at 29-27 victory to go ahead and get to the championship game, eventually losing to Oakton, but obviously no shame in that, considering the way that the Cougars have dominated play in the Concorde District. Of course, now the entire Oakton team being recognized player by player. them down like quickly for you. Kate Dawson, Caroline Coyer, Catherine Coyer, Helen Roberts, Jasmine Zeller, Meredith Burrows, Tori Marquise, Carly Cronin, Haley Hawkins, Jasmine Carter, also Elizabeth Manor, Angela Sickles, Leslie Oscan, she's injured, not playing in today's game, and also Kelsey Wildman. So the Cougars team now will go up and get a chance to cut down the nets. Of course, after that, I believe we'll go ahead and get the boys out to begin their pregame warm-ups.
Number 42, Leslie Osborne.
And another wonderful win by Oakton here is able to go ahead and get this victory. And now we're having some trouble cutting the nets down, getting it started. Eventually they will. And we'll have a, obviously Coach Priester, you think would go ahead and get the full net while the girls get a piece of it.
watch out, and they'll adjust everything back again. The next couple of games, they'll be fine.
Where are region?
Well, the first 2 games are at home, and then the last 2 games, the final 4 is in Robinson. That's usually pretty good to see. They'll be playing. Thank you.
Good, I'm glad they like it. You're welcome. You're very welcome.
You know, they weren't shooting well tonight, so, I mean...
Well, they turned it around in the second half, and that's something I want to ask.
Yeah, but I mean, still really didn't shoot the ball very well, but Caroline will always control the game. Always control the game. So, it doesn't really matter. She'll find a way to make sure you win.
And that's what you asked for.
No, they'll be going for their 3rd region title in 4 years. Oh, yeah, they got to get to the semis of the region in the state. But, yeah, they're ranked number 1 in the state. This might be Fred's best shot.
I'm standing here right now with the Corey twins, Caroline and Catherine. Congratulations to both of you. Can you talk about the moment where you passed it to your sister, she hit the 1,000th point, and you also got the assist record as well?
Yeah, I knew it was 1,000 points, so it's really exciting. I didn't know it was my assist record, but afterwards when I found out, it was really cool, and I was just happy to get her 1,000th point.
What's it like playing with your sister? Do you guys have, special kind of chemistry on the court?
Well, I think anyone that's played as many games together as we have has some sort of chemistry, and I mean, I always know her next move. I always know what she's going to do, and it's really awesome. I wouldn't have it any other way.
What do you guys need to do to make sure that you win the state this year?
I think that we still have a lot of work to do. We gotta, get back to scoring the way we were before, and we just got to get our focus back and believe in ourselves, really, because I think our confidence is a little low right now, and really just get back into it. We just have to stay disciplined and do what we need to do in practice and on the court. So, yeah.
Congratulations, both of you. Good luck in the regionals. Back to you, Jeremy.
And of course, good job, Dan. And of course, the Coyers, they're really the engine that sparks this Oakton machine, and they'll look to go ahead and do some more damage when it comes to the Northern Region tournament. Of course, we'll be right back after we take a quick break to go ahead and bring you the boys Concorde District Championship game. Number 1 Westfield putting that undefeated district mark on the line against number 2 Robinson. Should be a good one. Make sure you come back for that one here on Washington on allmetsports.com.